the man will not just inherit wealth and assets from family. You will inherit emotional patterns. You will inherit fear, self-confidence, self-esteem, how you think, how you react. You need to peel it off layer by layer to find who you really are. As a child, I think I was a little bit unheard, unseen. I was constantly looking for validation. Like there is really something wrong here, and I don't know why I'm not able to form relationships. I don't know why I'm not able to connect with people like how other people do. The most difficult part was saying I need help.
Absolutely, that is the most difficult part.
Gradually, all of my projects went south. I couldn't land anything. I didn't know what am I doing here. And even when I used to read a book, I couldn't even concentrate on reading. I think men are conditioned in a way where they know they are expected to really perform good at their work rather than emotional side. I was like, I'll figure it out. But I didn't know how. Before I was more like a person with no direction and a lot of energy who says I'll figure it out but doesn't know how. And just releasing the energy in terms of anger, reaction, which was getting me nowhere. There's numbness here. Before I used to like eating an ice cream. When I was emotionally numb, I was like, okay, this is just ice cream. There was no emotion there. But now I feel joy in even having ice cream. If you're stuck in life, if you know there's something that needs to be addressed, address it before it addresses you. Hi, I'm Subramaniam Kalal on Real People, Real Stories with Riri Trivedi.
Welcome everyone to one more very special podcast. And special because again this podcast is with the intention to normalize conversations around mental health, especially for men. As you all know that Real People, Real Stories is a podcast where I talk to regular people from our life who have taken therapy or taken any sort of intervention for their mental health and have overcome some of the challenges that they faced. And so far we have seen that we've mostly had women come and talk. And you all know that today mental health conversation needs to happen also amongst young boys and men because we are seeing a lot of mental health emergencies or I would say tragedies which are happening because we as a culture do not encourage such conversations. So this podcast is meant to basically have a conversation around mental health, especially with men who are willing to come up and talk about it. So I'm very, very grateful to Subramanya who has come here all the way from Belgaum.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
And he will introduce himself, he will tell us what he does. But I would really say that when you look at the podcast, when you listen to us, do listen with your hearts and make sure that a lot of men and boys in your life also listen to this podcast, because the objective of us having come together and for talking about these topics is precisely so that more and more of you can have these conversations with the men in your life. So welcome Subramanya, please tell us where are you from, what do you do, a little bit about you.
So basically I'm from Belgaum. I come from a business family.
Okay.
But as a kid I was mostly into creative processes and creative work. I started off with photography and then gradually I went on to shooting fashion commercials and music videos. Then I went to Los Angeles to study filmmaking. And that really gave me a new perspective towards world and work, and even opened me up to so many things. And that's when I was like, okay, there's some work needs to be done here.
So coming from a business family, they were okay with you not joining the family? I mean, are you in the family business?
Yes, I do manage a part of it, but not completely.
Okay. So in one of the podcasts that I did, one of the common challenges that we believe, and that person had shared that, parents forced him to do engineering, which he didn't want to do. Did you have any such force of doing something which you didn't want to do, or there was fairly openness in the...
So when I had just finished my 10th boards, my mom really wanted me to get into engineering and she made me join science. In 11th and 12th. But then I was like, I joined it, then I quit it, then I joined back to commerce. But fairly I would say she was supportive.
She was supportive. Okay, that's good. I don't know what's it with boys and engineering, but something is there. Anyway, so First of all, thank you so much for coming all the way
Yeah.
from Belgaum. You drove, I
Yeah.
think. That's wonderful. Tell us a little bit about, how did this whole journey with mental health start for you? You are, of course, young and
Yeah.
from this new generation.
Yeah.
Not like I would be talking, if I was talking to somebody in 50s and 60s, then the questions would be slightly different. But coming from where you are, Belgaum is a small
Yeah.
small place,
Yeah.
right? So how did this whole thing come about? What made you reach out? Let's start from the beginning. What were the
Yes.
emotions you were struggling with as a child, as a young boy? You went to US, all of that. In that whole journey, what were the emotions that you were struggling with, which now when you look back, you feel, okay, this was not okay?
As a child, most of my childhood, I spent quite a bit of most amount of time with my grandfather and grandmother.
Okay.
Although both of my parents were working. As a child, I think I was a little bit unheard, unseen. Now that I look back, and
So were you a quiet child?
yes, very introverted.
Very-
I mean, there was a fear in me walking up to people and talking with them.
Okay.
And
you were an only child?
yes, I'm the only child. So that, I mean, I didn't recognize it then, and it did affect my work and how I approached people. When I went, I think the major shift was when I joined my bachelor's in business. My teachers really put me on the stand to speak in front of audience, and it did, I could face it, but the real emotions were still suppressed inside. And when I went to US for my filmmaking masters, all my creative workflow was stuck.
Oh.
Because of these things, I was constantly looking for validation, because I didn't trust enough in myself, in my work. I was constantly looking for, okay, even if I was like writing a script or writing something that's a creative piece of work, I used to think, okay, how would audience would look at it?
Versus what I want to see.
Yes,
Okay.
because I always craved, I would say validation, but I was looking for authenticity. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. So, okay, so let's go back a little bit. You
Yes.
said you grew up with grandparents. Were you close to them? Were they like
Yes.
emotionally?
Yes. Yeah, they were very
connected?
nurturing. Yes.
Very nurturing.
Yes.
Did you have other kids around you where you grew up? Or mostly adults?
Mostly adults.
Mostly adults.
Yeah, and even I was more of a dreamy kid. Even back in school days, if teacher used to say, if she was teaching maths, I used to dream something. I used to not concentrate. Yeah.
Okay. So, was your childhood difficult?
I would say to a certain degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you feel that the difficulties you went through are very common, which a lot of people in your
Yes. Yes.
in culture
It's common, and most of them choose to be it that way, and they won't see it as, okay, there's something wrong here.
When did you realize there's something wrong? What age?
I think 2 years back.
Oh, very recently.
Yes. It was more okay. The thing with me was, I'm more of a person who is like, okay, I'll figure it out. I'll see whatever happens, I'll figure it out. And bottling up the emotions and all sort of things. But there was a point when I was like, okay, there's something really wrong here and I don't know what to do. And even then, that's when I saw your podcast with Raj Shamani, I guess. And I could relate to everything that you said. And even then I was like, okay, let me trace back to the source and I'll figure it out. Fast forward 1 month, it was to the neck. And I was like, okay, I need.
So what were the emotions you were struggling with? So when you saw the Raj Shamani podcast,
Yes.
clearly in the podcast we spoke about childhood traumas and we spoke about, what children go through, how it affects adults. What were the emotions you could find relatable, or which you found difficult, or which you thought you were struggling with and you couldn't handle by yourself?
My confidence
Okay.
and fear of what others might say or others might say in my work.
Fear of being judged?
Yes, fear of being judged, and then I would say self-belief was rock bottom,
Okay.
and so that really affected my work.
So self-belief and confidence were, as a child also it was like that only?
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
Okay. And what is your understanding? What could be the reason for that?
I think
Were you bullied like in school, or was their environment was difficult? What was it?
it was more like elders had expected me to be perfect and to be the good one and the obedient one, and I think that made me like, okay, I need to. So I think I was conditioned in a way that I need to earn love.
Only if you do something you deserve to be loved.
Yes.
Only if you perform and meet our expectations shall you get love and
Yes.
appreciation and acceptance.
Yeah, I think love was more transactional.
Conditional
Yes.
and transactional.
Yes.
And what did that do to you as a child?
Uh,
So if you look at little
Uh-huh.
Subramanya, what was he like?
I think the person went more inward. He didn't wanted to connect with anybody, and he wanted to explore his own world. And
So he withdrew
yes,
and he was in his own world, which
Yes.
was creative and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
but there was a lot of suppression because there was no expressing how I would feel, and nobody would ask, "Are you all right? Are you fine?"
No talk of emotions.
Yes, no talk of emotions. I think somewhere I started to express that into writing, and
So you got a creative outlet.
yeah, so I used to write whatever I felt.
So
And
you didn't have to turn to any addictions, because a lot of men,
right,
to suppress, either to suppress or to cope up, they turn to a lot of addictions by the
Right.
time they are teenagers.
right.
Drugs, porn, alcohol,
Yeah.
smoking. Did you go through any of those
No,
paths?
thankfully not, because the way I used this, I think it was more of a coping mechanism. I used to think of these situations that I had been into, and I used to write characters based on that.
Wow. So you transformed it into your creative
Yeah.
storytelling and
Yeah.
imaginary world.
Yeah,
Wonderful. So that helped you.
yeah.
Okay. Then how
But-
were your teenagers?
Teenager, it wasn't normal.
It was difficult.
It was difficult. It was more of, again, what would people say? Judgment. Because I was, and this made me someone who would oppose anyone who would judge anybody.
So what you didn't like others to do to you, you became like a
Yeah,
activist for that
Yeah.
cause.
Yeah.
That triggered you.
yes. If, I would hate it if somebody would judge on someone.
Okay. And so you were a quiet child. Did you have friends? How was school? School and teenagers were good, or was that filled with
School and my teenage was mostly lonely.
lonely?
Yeah. But then in my bachelor's, it was quite fun.
Okay.
Because I had many creative outlets where I can express myself.
Wonderful. So
And
that was a good part.
Yes, yes.
As a child, were there any negative emotions or beliefs that you grew up with? Other than, of course, you said low confidence and fear of judgment.
Right.
Anything else?
Validation and seeking permission before doing anything.
Whose permission?
Parents, teachers, anybody who is who is into authority. Before doing anything small, I would go and ask, is this all right? Is this fine? Can I do this?
Oh.
And even though I want to do it and they are not allowing it to happen, that was a reverse suppression in me. That
So
took place.
did you have anger that you didn't express, or you were not angry?
Yes, I had anger issues.
You had anger
Yeah,
issues,
yeah.
and how would you deal with that anger?
I think my anger was more of self-suppression. I didn't used to put it outside, but I used to be
Dump
like,
it down.
yes,
Did that
And-
affect you?
yes, 100%.
How?
Yeah, it was more like I used to wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. in the night, and then I used to sit and think, okay, what is happening here?
You're an overthinker?
Overthinker, definitely yes. 1,000 thoughts a second, and a lot of fear ingrained thoughts. What would happen? What might not happen? Even though in reality that was not true. And that really affected the way I looked at things and judged things, and even the way I worked with people around.
In what way?
Like, say, for example, I'm working on a certain project, and there's always an overthinking brain that's in action, and I'm always thinking, okay, what might go wrong, and I have to focus on that. And
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, worst case scenario.
And that affected your ability to be creative in
Yes,
some way?
yes. I couldn't really land projects because of this, because I didn't quite focus on what's necessary. I was focusing on the worst scenarios.
Was there a breaking point in your life? When you felt, bas abhi, this is it, like I can't
Yeah,
deal with it.
yeah. I think it was when I was driving from one city to another city. Then I was like thinking to myself.
How many years ago or how long ago was
I think
this?
it was 2 years back.
2 years back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like there is really something wrong here, and I don't know why I'm not able to form relationships. I don't know why I'm not able to connect with people like how other people do, and yeah, that really changed me. I was like,
So,
I need
so
help.
you were struggling with connecting with people.
Yes.
In what way?
Like say, if I'm meeting a person, right? I didn't think that forming a genuine connection is what is true. I thought, let's have a transactional mindset, because in childhood, the love that was given to me was transactional, and I thought it in a way, okay, let me be transactional here, and
That's the only way you knew.
yeah.
When did you realize it's a problem?
I realized it when I don't know. I think it was more of like a pattern,
Yeah.
and all my friends were like, they were happy with whom they were, and I was not. I was pretending that I'm happy, but I was not.
And you recognize that.
Yes. The most difficult part was saying I need help.
Absolutely, that is the most difficult part. So what gave you the courage to realize that, or what was that, or did it come because you were pushed so much into a corner that you completely broke down, or did it happen more slowly?
I think it happened very slowly, and that I couldn't even recognize it. I think gradually all of my projects went south. I couldn't land anything, so my creative work was at halt, and I couldn't really focus on in my life either. I didn't know what am I doing here, and even when I used to read a book, I couldn't even concentrate on reading. I was just like numbed, and I was like, okay, what's happening? Again, I used to not get answers.
It's very interesting because in the earlier podcast with another man only, exactly same thing. Why is it so that men recognize it when it starts affecting their work? Like he also said the same thing. It affected my work. I couldn't focus. I was numbed. I couldn't think straight, and that is when I realized I needed help.
I think men are conditioned in a way where they know they are expected to really perform good at their work rather than emotional side. Correct. So when it really affects their work, that is when they
मतलब it has to mess up their work, then only they recognize करे अभी तो बहुत गड़बड़ है, तब तक तो चलेगा, बीवी कितना भी बोलेगी नहीं, doesn't matter, work affect हुआ तो.
Yes.
That was your.
Yeah, and me, who was really concerned about my creative work, that was like
was the big hit.
Yeah.
So then what did you do when you realized that you can't handle this by yourself? Because you said you were always a person who would say, I will do it, I'll do it.
Yes. I was like, I'll figure it out. But I didn't know how.
Then what did you do? What was your first step?
Then I reached out to Wellness Space.
Okay. You didn't go anywhere else? Like you didn't think of going to a psychiatrist or
No. The thing was, when I saw the podcast, your podcast, I could relate to everything that you said. But I wasn't aware about it.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, there's someone who can listen to this. And that's when I met Kokila ma'am.
Yes.
And yeah.
So the podcast was like the thing for you to kind of really work on yourself.
Like I knew there's some problem with me, but I didn't quite know
but
what is it.
But that gave you hope कि यहाँ से कुछ हो सकता है type of thing. Okay. You said that everything of that was relatable. Were there any one or two really powerful things from the podcast that you felt like, oh my God, this is just me?
I think it was when when it was mentioned, you are not who you are right now. It's more of the inherited patterns that you have, and once you peel it off layer by layer, you are you can find your true self.
True self. Yeah. Do you feel you have been able to find your true self a little bit?
Yes, the journey is still on, but it's like before I used to get reactive to the situations, but now I respond.
Wonderful. So from reaction you move to response.
Yes.
Okay. What are the other things that have changed for you? Like before therapy, Subramanya, and after the therapy, what is the difference in these two people?
So before therapy, I used to like get scared when things didn't went in my way, which was out of my control. Obviously, the things which are not under my control, I used to like be scared.
And would that have physical?
Oh yes, yes. Heart rate rising and tensed mindset. But now I look at it. Okay, where is this coming from? I look at it and I'm like, okay, let me respond back to this.
Wow. So
But-
that time pause.
Yes, yes. And one of the major shift also took place when this was before me joining the therapy, and I was like, okay, let me start doing a physical activity so that I can release all of this tension and stuff. And that was also a really good start for taking the action.
So physical activity also helped you.
Yes,
Yeah, because body holds trauma in the muscles.
right.
So when you do yoga or any gymming, physical activity, in some way the body also releases the stress
Yes,
and tension,
yes.
right? So that
Yeah.
really helped you.
Yes.
Okay. When you decided to look around, you saw the podcast, you reached out to us. After that, were there any doubts you had, or were there any? Did you share with other people that you were taking help? How did people know of it, or were you secretive about it?
I didn't let anyone know because I didn't wanted anybody to disrupt that thing.
Process.
Yeah, because I don't know from where they are coming, and they might be just like, oh, you don't need this, and I
Right.
might believe that.
Okay. So you didn't tell anybody.
No.
Did you have any doubts?
I was like, okay, is this like one-stop solution where everything comes back to normal?
Yeah.
And then I discovered, okay, it's not.
Huh.
It's basically an ongoing journey, but I can be better at it.
Huh.
But I don't think the only doubt was, will I be back to normal?
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you feel that
Oh,
doubt
yes.
has been?
Yes, I think it's been erased completely.
It's been
Yeah,
erased
yeah.
completely. Oh, wonderful. So, in your whole therapy journey, were there any major like wow moments or anything that you realized about yourself or about your situation? Was there any such?
One of the most important things was I lacked focus, and I couldn't focus on one thing. It was more of like an ADHD brain, 1,000 things at a time.
Huh.
And when Kokila ma'am introduced me to humming breathing, my mind was at still, and I could focus on one thing.
The humming, just
Yes.
the humming helped
Yes,
you. Okay.
I was back to normal,
Wow.
and yeah, it
Do you
was.
practice it?
Yes, yes.
How many rounds?
5 to 10 minutes a day,
Wow.
every morning.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. See?
Yeah.
That's really great. Simple humming. It's so deceptively simple,
Yes,
right?
yes.
One would think, बैठ के करने से क्या होगा, right? But you have seen the results.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. Anything else? Any other therapy processes that were done that you felt like shifted things for you?
When ma'am took me into self-hypnosis, and she made me sit with my younger self and talk with my younger self and release all the unprocessed emotions, that was a game changer. Like,
Okay.
that was like, okay, I could finally see where I'm coming from. And then when she also made me, like chase the someone who I'm looking for myself down the line 10-15 years.
Yes,
And
yes.
that is like a light of hope. Okay,
Future
there's
self.
someone waiting for me there.
The future you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do two things, right? One, we take you to the past you, which is a younger you,
Right.
who is holding the wounds, the traumas, the disempowering beliefs, and we heal that part. And then,
Yes.
of course, we allow you to go to the future you,
Right.
so that you know what you're capable of.
Yeah.
What is your goal,
Right.
And both were equally powerful.
Yes.
What was a younger Subramanya? What kind of healing did he need that you gave him?
I
How was
think
that experience?
that was it was like I'm meeting my younger brother.
Was it emotional?
Yes. It was like, okay, that younger me was not heard, and I made him feel heard, and he was happy about it. And that released quite a bit of tension in my mind.
So was there a part of you that said, "Arey, ye to sab imagination mein hai. How is this going to work in real life?" Did that happen, or did you see the change in real life that the trigger's gone, or like what really worked for you? Then?
So again, tracing back to childhood, I was all dreamy. I'm more like, not a logical thinker, believes in spirituality.
Oh, okay.
So when this was introduced, I was like, okay, this is something that I believe in.
Okay, so you were not the skeptic.
No.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Because some people are like, how does that help? You know, what, my just imagining that I heard my little one, that's not going to change the reality. People actually argue this. That's why I asked you. But you believed in
Yes,
the process.
yes.
Maybe that's why it worked so well.
Yes.
And when you healed your inner child, what changes did you see in your adult self?
There was no fear of what's going to happen.
Okay.
I felt more grounded. I felt more in the moment, like I'm here in present moment. And then slowly I started to get clarity on what needs to be done, what actions needs to be taken in order to reach my higher self.
So it is very interesting you say that, because all this clarity, focus, understanding was already inside of you. Kokila
Yes.
didn't put it in you, right?
Right.
But all we did was just remove the layers
Yes.
of everything that was stopping you from bringing it out.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes. It was already there inside, but it was masked.
It was masked
Yes.
by all those layers of,
Yes.
layers of trauma. So, as an adult, doing that inner child work, after that, yes, you said you became more, you got to know your focus. Emotionally, what was you said you were numbed before.
Right.
How do you feel now emotionally?
Now I feel, so before when I was emotionally numb, like say before I used to like eating an ice cream.
Huh.
When I was emotionally numb, I was like, okay, this is just ice cream. There was no emotion there. But now I feel joy in even having ice cream.
Okay, so
And
you are able to connect
yes,
to your emotions.
Yes.
Is that good or bad?
it's good.
It's good?
I know most of men out there, be like, oh, we don't feel anything, but everybody feels.
Everybody feels.
Yes.
They just choose not to.
Yes.
So it's been good for you reclaiming your emotional side.
Yes.
Has it helped in your relationships?
Definitely, because before when things used to get out of control, I used to react, and that would cause more chaos. But now it's more like, okay, I can see I need to respond here. I don't have to get angry. I just have to maintain myself and protect with boundaries.
So, so again, earlier when you said you used to react, that was still an emotion, right?
Yes, anger suppression, that was coming in terms of reaction.
It was mostly anger.
Yes.
Mostly anger coming
Yes.
out. Okay, so now you say that you are able to respond without
Yes.
that anger.
Yes.
And what changed? I mean, how did that happen?
So before, let's say a person was disagreeing with me or not letting me do something, I used to rebel or I used to react. But now, because that was also coming from a point of time where I used to seek validation and seek permission. But now I don't do that anymore. So if there's a goal, I need to achieve it, I need to get it. It's like more like I established the boundaries now. Before there were no boundaries. They were like, okay, come invade my privacy.
Okay. So are there people who are not happy with you, the changed you? Or everybody is generally good around?
I think it has made them question, who is this new person?
In a positive way or a negative way?
That's hard to know.
That's hard
Yeah.
to know. How do you feel about it?
I hope they have taken it positively.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about your parents, grandparents? Have they seen the change in you after therapy, or they have not noticed much?
I don't think so.
You don't
My grandfather is no more. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else? What would you like to tell the men listening to this? Like, why should they, go for help? What are the reasons they should go for help? And just what would you like to say about your journey here?
I would say one thing: the man will not just inherit wealth and assets from family. You will inherit emotional patterns. You will inherit fear, self-confidence, self-esteem, how you think, how you react. Everything is inherited. You need to peel it off layer by layer to find who you really are. And you are conditioned by society, by your parents, by everyone around you to behave in a certain way and to react in a certain way. So once you peel it off, you will find who you are, is what I would say.
Wonderful. And that peeling off can happen through by your own awareness as well?
Yes.
And also by taking help, right?
Yes. I think, once the person starts to be aware about his emotions and how he reacts, there's a constant switch in mind that will go back to see, okay, where is this coming from?
Your mind kind of gets trained
Yeah,
to then become more and more self-aware.
right. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Subramanya, you spoke about inherited patterns that we inherit. You said we inherit behaviors and habits and all of that. Can you tell me a little bit more about what was your experience in this area?
So when I say inherited patterns, right, inherited behavioral patterns and emotions, not necessarily we have to label them good or bad. It's just there. It's inherited.
Correct.
Like say for example, I inherited being a people pleaser from my mom because she always liked to be around people, but she was more of a people pleaser, which she inherited from her parents.
Oh.
And even when, so if a person is people pleasing, there is a fear of being judgmental,
Being rejected by
being
them.
rejected,
Correct. Or being judged.
right? And that in you know most,
picked it up.
yeah, it was inherited by me. And I think once we stop labeling, okay, this is good, this is bad, we can quite see what are the patterns.
Hey, that's an amazing insight you gave. Yeah. So because if we label it as good and bad, then we are automatically closing ourselves to any objective evaluation.
Right. Then the mind will start to ask, okay, I just want to inherit the good ones and I want to leave the bad ones.
But there's no good and bad technically.
Yeah, right.
It's a behavior. It's a
Yes.
pattern you have inherited.
Yes.
So how do you feel that after being aware of what you inherited, how were you able to overcome it? Were you able to overcome it?
Yes. I mean, still in the process, but meditation has really helped me to be aware of what are the things that I've inherited. Like say, you know, I'm in a situation, I'm in a group of people and I'm talking to them. Before even going to talk with them, I'm like, okay, I don't have to be people pleaser right now. I just have to be myself.
You tell that to yourself,
Yes.
and then you go.
Yes. And then constantly there's a switch in my brain. It's like, okay, it's training.
So mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Mindfully
Yes.
you are trying to do this.
Yes.
So that really helps.
Yes.
And does that cause more stress or does that put you at ease?
It puts me at ease, to be honest, because if I be someone that who, you know, I'm not, there's more stress there.
Inauthenticity has more stress, right?
Yes.
Because you have to put up a fake front all
Right.
the time. Did you put up a fake front a lot in the beginning before you took help?
I did, but I was not conscious about it.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. It
Yeah.
becomes your personality.
Yes.
It becomes your second nature. You don't even you don't differentiate between the inauthentic and authentic because you don't know what is authentic.
Yes, yes.
So your inauthentic feels like authentic.
Right.
But the only sign is that it brings stress. That's when
Yes,
you know,
yes.
right? Okay, this is not right.
Yeah.
So then, when did that shift happen from inauthentic to authentic? Was it therapy? Was it during therapy? After that? Before that?
I think it was more during therapy, when even the EFT sessions, you know, the emotional tolerance level heightened. I could see, okay, this is how I have to be. This is where I'm coming from, and yeah, the EFT really helped.
EFT helped
Yes.
you. So what is that? So now that you know your authentic self, how does that feel?
It feels great. It feels very present. I mean, before I was either living in the past or future, thinking about. One more thing that really helped me was not to victimize myself, because I was more like, why me? Why is this happening to me?
Arey, bichara, main bichara. A lot of people
Yes.
like to live in that all
Yes.
their life.
Yes.
And because, you know, when you blame others, it's easier to not do anything
Yeah,
about it.
and I think when somebody points on someone, right? Somebody blames someone. I think they are losing their power. And most of us out there do that, and even I have done that before. I've blamed, you know, quite a bit.
Yeah, we all blame. We blame family, we
Yeah.
blame teachers, we blame friends, we blame neighbors, society, genes, ancestors,
Yeah.
past life karma,
Yeah.
everything under the sun, right? We can blame everything.
We blame planets.
We blame planets, we blame God, we blame everything. The beauty about blaming is when you blame, you don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to take ownership, you don't have to
Right.
take an effort, you just blame and sit quiet.
Yeah, and
And
nothing's
suffer.
gonna change.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So you broke from that pattern.
yes, I broke from blaming, and then I started to take accountability. And okay, this is what I'm feeling, and I'm going to address it.
That felt empowering.
Yes, that felt like, okay, I can control my emotions. towards.
Did you imagine a year back or 2 years back that you would be on a podcast talking about
No.
your mental health?
No.
That's what Kokila also told me. She's like, ma'am, the fact that he's coming and agreeing to do a podcast is immensely, hugely like unbelievable.
Okay.
You should feel proud of yourself.
Yeah. No, she has been a great, I think she's been a great guide in this journey. Especially the self-hypnosis sessions.
That she did.
Yeah.
So what you call a self-hypnosis is basically where you connected with your inner child.
Yes.
That's what we call as the inner child integration therapy.
Right. Yeah.
Working with your inner child. That was really good, is
Yes.
it? Do you feel that your inner child is healed? A lot of your inner children are healed?
There. Quite there.
Quite there.
Yes.
At least now you know that they exist.
Yes. Before, like I said, before I was more like a person with no direction and a lot of energy who says I'll figure it out but doesn't know how, and just releasing the energy in terms of anger, reaction, which was getting me nowhere.
How has this therapy and the help you took and all this awareness helped you in your work? We started with your work, remember?
Yes.
You said that you came because your work was affected. Now
Yes.
how has your work got affected?
There's more
after this?
clarity towards what steps I need to take, and there's more focus on, like say when I'm writing, I'm more focused on, okay, this is what I'm writing.
You're in a creative field, right?
Yes.
So has this affected your creativity?
Yes.
In a positive or
In a positive way, definitely, yeah. I've been able to focus more on the creative expressions, not by thinking what others might judge this piece of work, but then just let it flow.
Wonderful. Any message you have for people who are listening, for men who are listening to this podcast?
I want to say, if you're stuck in life, if you know you deep down you know there's something that needs to be addressed, address it before it addresses you.
That's a deep message,
Yeah.
for sure. Wonderful. We will add this somewhere in the middle, of course, but do you have friends who you talk to? Do you have friends who talk about mental health? About their emotions, what is bothering them, troubling them?
It's quite interesting because whenever I try to bring up this topic, they just deviate because they don't wanna pinch on their pain.
And you started noticing that?
Yes.
Or was it always you realized?
Before I didn't know, but now I know, okay, there's numbness here.
What do they do? Joke about it?
They'll just be like, we don't need that. It's how it is.
And what do you do then?
I know from where they're coming, and me over explaining them won't, get them anywhere. So I be like, okay, fine. But if you need anything, let me know.
Do they know? Do your friends know that you've taken help?
No.
Well, this podcast
Yes,
is going to
now,
be out.
now it's fine.
Now it's fine.
Yeah, because the only thing was I didn't want anybody to disrupt the process.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
You didn't want them to disrupt, but now you're okay with it.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Now you're actually on a podcast which promotes conversations
Yes.
on mental health. How do you feel about it?
I feel great, and because of this process, I'm more into psychology now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm learning more about psychology and how the mind works and stuff like that.
Wonderful. And I think it was because of Raj Shamani's podcast that you
Yes.
worked on healing yourself.
Yes,
so it
yes.
was a podcast
It was
that
a
kind
podcast,
of started
yeah.
your journey. And see, look, you're on a podcast. That's life coming to a full circle, isn't it?
Synchronicity. Yeah.
Synchronicity. Wonderful. So that was good, yeah. That was great talking to you.
Thank you.
And all the best for whatever
Thank you so much.
pursuits
Yeah,
you do in
yeah.
life. And I just hope you continue to grow.
Thank you so much.
And inspire more and more men and people to take help.
Yeah.
I know you very rightly said, you have friends, you know that what is the problem. There is a problem with being aware. You know where is the problem, but then you also know you can't do much about it.
Right.
But you can be there to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have such friends who need to talk?
There are quite a few friends who have to, address their problems,
But they are not.
but they will not. They are more scared. They're
Scared
scared of
about
what
what?
society is gonna say. They're scared of what their parents gonna say.
Oh man, that's sad.
And that has led them to a lot of addictions. Their health is falling apart. I could literally see that. And it's not a good thing.
And do you advise them?
Yeah.
But what do they say?
They're like, no, I don't have time. I don't have time for those things.
Oh my
It is how it is.
Oh my God. See, that's the whole problem that we are dealing with at a societal level.
Yeah.
People don't want to talk about it.
And the worst part is it's gonna pass down to the next generation.
Absolutely. You said something when we were having coffee that you
Yeah.
felt because you didn't want to.
Yeah,
pass it
one of the
down.
main reasons was I don't want to pass this down to my kids.
Wonderful. So you plan to have kids eventually. Hopefully.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, he's not even married, but
Yeah.
yeah. But it's good. See, he's not even married, but he's already thinking that I don't want to pass this on.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because I don't want this to, I don't want my kids to go through what I've been through.
Yeah, absolutely. Like all the people who come on the podcast consistently always have said that if their parents would have taken help, maybe they
Right.
would not need to take help
Right?
right now.
Right.
And it's not to blame the parents, it's just that there was no awareness.
Yes.
In today's times also, if people are in denial, you can't blame parents who are,
Yeah.
who are of a different generation.
Yeah.
So clearly. Do you at some point, have you spoken to your parents about this therapy journey or no? Never.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You're not ready for
But
it
I've been
or
like,
you're
I've been, quite vocal about emotions per se, like how to address when you feel something. But I haven't been quite vocal about my therapy yet. Yeah.
And with your mother, do you share with her?
Yeah.
After this therapy, have you shared with her what
Yes.
you felt
Yes.
about your childhood?
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about like how did you do that?
It's more like it's a contrasting thing here,
Huh.
because whenever after the therapy, if I had to speak up with my emotions and what I've been through, there will be a rebellious answers back from my parents. So
The defensive.
yeah, I know.
So you are scared that they'll be defensive, or have they been defensive?
Not really scared, but the only thing is I don't see it going anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah. So you'd rather not.
Yeah.
You'd rather just focus on your healing. And
Yeah. I think everybody has their own journey.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
but the only thing I would say out there is, if you're dealing with any problem out there, address it before it gets big. I'm so thankful I'm able to do this at this age, rather than going at 50 or 60 and then
Having messed up a
Yeah.
generation also, and then trying to send your kids for therapy, and then you going for therapy. It's
Yeah.
good you start. I think it's good your generation is taking help much earlier, and that's really good. I mean, that's commendable. Your mother is into astrology.
So she's fond of astrology, but it's more of a traditional view of astrology, looking at predictions and looking of it's not really
Fear-based.
yes, fear-based, I
Like,
would say.
what
Yeah,
will
what would
happen?
happen? Saturn is here. What would happen? Something like that.
From childhood, you've seen her
Yes,
doing that.
and I believed in that as well.
Huh.
I was like, okay, this spirit is not good. This spirit is good, and that made me question:
Huh.
is it really true?
Huh.
And that made me go seek what's really there in astrology.
Okay.
And I consulted a really a great person in this field, and I've been taking courses with him as well.
On astrology.
Yeah.
Wow.
Astrology.
So movie making, and now you are interested in astrology.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So the way he teaches is look at the energies of these planets and how it's affecting your mind.
It has to affect, right?
Yes.
I mean, we are like particles. Like
Yes.
the virus, bacteria in this room are going to be affected by the AC and by the
Yeah.
heat. So
Yeah.
we are like that, right?
Yeah, like when I said, the thing when I said, oh, I'll figure it out. I'll figure the difficulties. When the person explained me, my moon is in Chitra Nakshatra. So what it means when you derive the interpretation, the person is in a way where he will say he will figure it out, he will get through it, but he will not address his emotions.
Oh, that was in your birth chart.
Yeah, so
Oh my
basically the
God.
interpretation of where the
That-
planet is in which star.
So mental health and your attitudes and your all of that is also showing up.
There was a
So birth chart affects it, or
it's more of the energies of the planets and where the planets are seated.
wow.
Like
What else were your? Please
Like,
tell me any other interesting connections you got.
even during the therapy, right, when I was aware that I need to heal my inner child, if I had to connect with astrology, my fifth house, Saturn and Sun are conjunct, and Saturn is in Ashwini Nakshatra. When I interpret this, it shows you the person has to heal his inner child. He has to heal his father wounds.
Oh, and then you healed your father wounds?
I
You
could
worked on
connect
your
this
father?
back. I could connect this back to, okay, where this is coming from. So, I mean, of course, astrology is not, a one lifetime thing. It is a very broad and it's a beautiful science. But it shows that, okay, there is some work that I need to do. It's not that I need to go against.
So astrology showed you that you could be having some issues with your relationship with your father, which you need to work on.
Yes.
And tell me that once you work on it, then what happens? Like that doesn't change, right?
That
or
won't.
Does it change?
So what changes is, like, say for example, I'm facing delays in my work because of my father wounds.
Oh.
Now I heal it, the delays are shortened and I can work better.
Oh, that's how it works.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Okay.
how I've been started to look at it.
So you are now making those connections.
Yeah, now I'm able to derive the connections.
Wow.
And the reason when I said I'm more interested in psychology, my Rahu is in 8th house, which literally says the person will be interested in occult sciences, psychology and unconventional or esoteric knowledges.
Oh, I must show you my podcast then. No, because seriously, this is very interesting. Because we are now really trying to find the connections between this science, which is thousands of years old, with the mental health issues we are dealing with.
Yes.
And how we can work together to kind of either predict or prevent.
Yeah, I think if we are able to look at astrology from more of a modern perspective, more of a mind, body, spirit connection, rather than just focusing on predictions, I think astrology has a lot to say than what it
is. It?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's great. That would be really nice. Any other words of wisdom from your newfound passion?
I'm still learning on it. I'm still working on it.
Any other mental health connections you found?
Like, even generally when they say when somebody's Mars is strong, they are quite hot-tempered. They have anger issues.
Yes.
But now you need to look where those anger issues are coming from. And if there is certain connection between Mars and Saturn and Sun, the anger issues are coming from father.
Oh.
Or if it's connected to a 9th house which shows father, then it says, okay, you have suppressed anger with father's emotions.
Okay, so to that extent you can pinpoint.
Yeah, because
so maybe mental health practitioners may benefit also from.
Yes, definitely, yeah, because I mean, like I said, when I was consulting this person, he knew from where I'm coming, even before like talking down, like instead of having 3 to 4 therapy classes sessions, he knew where I'm coming from
just by looking at your birth.
Yeah.
Wow. So one way to look at it is we are slaves of our destiny, but the other way to look at it is that you can recognize it and change it.
Yes, now the way I look at astrology is, okay, so this is the pattern that I've inherited. You might call it from a soul level or from a past life. But now, how can I use these energies for my own benefit and reach my higher self? Instead of being like, oh, okay, this is fixed. I don't believe astrology is fixed. I don't believe the destiny is fixed. I strongly believe it's the energies. Either you can use it for constructive purposes or destructive of your own.
Like the nuclear.
Yes.
Wonderful. Wow, that was good. Thank you for coming all the way for this. And I really hope that this conversation reaches to many, many boys and men. I think the one message consistently that always comes across is don't hesitate to take help. Don't hesitate to talk about the problems that you have. You don't always have to go to a therapist. You can even find some ways to handle it yourself. Talk to friends, talk to people, and do whatever you need to do, but face it, right? Acknowledge it. Accept, don't shove it under the carpet.
Right.
Because if women have problems, so do men. Yeah. And unfortunately, in our therapy, only 30% men come for help. 70% women, 30% men, which means, and I refuse to believe that men don't have problems. I think if men came for therapy, we wouldn't have 70% women coming. But anyway, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.